quickly go now to the climate columnist for The Independent, Donnachadh McCarthy, who says that we should not only have a hosepipe ban now, we should have one all year round. In other words, nobody with a garden should ever be able to use a hose. Good morning, Donnachadh.
Good morning, Kevin. How are you?
I'm all right. Why? I mean, that's not very fair to people with gardens, is it?
Well, we don't really need to be watering grass gardens anymore. It's old-fashioned. It's not necessary, and we have to understand the link between using a hose on our grass and emptying our rivers and ponds. The wildlife is at risk, and the water companies are emptying our rivers to provide that water. So we need to make that link.
Well, the water companies are also leaking 90 million litres of water a day. They're pumping sewage into freshwater and seawater outlets all over the country. They're constantly fined for this kind of activity. It isn't the fault of people watering their roses. It's the fault of the water companies. That's why we haven't got enough water.
Well, there's three groups responsible. It's the government, it's the water companies, and it's individuals. If you're using a hose or a sprinkler in your garden, it's using 1,000 litres an hour. That means over a 12-hour period, 12,000 litres of water would be wasted on your garden. That compares to 140 litres that we use personally for everything every day. But you're right, we need to tackle the water companies, and the problem with the water companies is that the government deregulated and it privatised them. And so what that means is that the government isn't in charge of when the hosepipe ban is introduced, and the government isn't actually requiring the Environment Agency to regulate the sewage dumping they're doing it. So it's a real mess. You're absolutely right.
It is a mess, and once again, I don't think we should be blaming hosepipe users, people watering their lawns. We should just be looking at the water companies to take the plank out of their own eyes and stop trying to con us by saying it's gardeners' fault. Do you think, Donnachadh?
12,000 litres. 12,000 litres.
Yeah, so what? It's not 90 million litres a day, is it, that they're leaking into the ground? Let people have gardens, Donna. Let people do a bit of gardening. Show a bit of
gardening. I've got a garden. I've got a beautiful garden. I don't have a lawn. And instead of actually wasting my time.
Well, but it's okay to have a lawn if you want one, isn't it?
Instead of wasting my time cutting the lawn and watering it, I now harvest fruit from my garden. I spend my time getting plums and apples and
sounds delicious, but people should be allowed to have people should be allowed to have lawns if they want to. It's a free damn country. Do you think?
But they can't use 12,000 litres a day to keep it
Sure
green.
they can. Donna, do you?
We will disagree.
Yeah, as we always do. Do you think that people should snitch on their neighbours if they're breaking the hosepipe ban?
Well, I think if by actually using 12,000 litres of water out of a river, you're actually suffocating the wildlife in that river.
But should you snitch on your neighbours if you see them using it?
So the point is that if you see...
yes or no?
If you see your neighbours suffocating a cat or a dog, you'd snitch on them. If you saw them with a dog next week overheated, boiling alive in a car, you'd snitch on them. So why shouldn't you snitch on people who are suffocating our wildlife by using thousands of litres of water? It's absolutely the right thing to do.
I'm not sure there's an equivalence there, but as you quite rightly indicated there, Donnachadh, you and me are never going to agree on anything, but it's always good. It's always good to talk to you. Thank you very much.
I'm sure we'll find something.
Donnachadh McCarthy there, climate columnist for The Independent.